you hit the goddamn red button, didn't you? All right.
It's actually not a red button.
You hit the big red button.
I feel like the ambient light in here.
Ambient?
Actually, it's not ambient light or ambiance. It's actually just super bright, shitty light.
No, it's not bad. Jesus, you're hard on yourself.
1 second. Hold on.
Talk about how your house sucks all the time. I like it a lot in here.
I didn't say my house sucks.
So your whole house sucks and you hate your wife.
It's not true.
Oh. Excuse me.
Kazoon.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, wait. Hold on 1 sec. I'll be right back, too.
Dusty in here. Pause it. Oh. I got to get a beer anyway. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, I'm doing a solo cast?
Solo cast.
Oh, you're getting the glockenspiel. No thoughts. No thoughts this week. Achoo! Jesus. I think it's dusty in here. I kicked up a lot of dust when you're jumping over the damn couch like that.
I just vacuumed it like a couple weeks ago, man.
Man. Oh, you have a cat.
I have a
I
cat.
forgot. Yeah,
I have
the
a cat, bro.
The cat sits in here, doesn't it?
You need allergy medicine?
Yeah.
You probably do.
I probably do.
Okay.
Yeah, pause it.
Yeah, that's going to have to happen. And you will know me by the trail of Beck's.
You will know me, and you will know me by the trail of Beck's bottles.
Anything green and skunky.
Full of cigarette butts and all that nonsense.
Justin,
I
I have something for you.
Give it to me. Thank you.
I didn't put the mic on it.
I have something for you, actually.
What do you have?
Well, I was going to open up some viewer mail here.
Okay.
Now, I didn't actually get viewer mail. What I did, I actually got a package.
From who?
In the mail.
Oh, really? All right.
Well,
Express?
Well, it was on your doorstep. I didn't explain to you when I was coming in.
Oh,
so I
okay.
picked it up.
I must have missed it.
You missed it. You missed it coming in. Anyway, I decided to put your home address out on the Instagram. So we got this package here.
Okay.
Yeah. So gave it your home address.
Okay.
You have no problem with that?
Yeah.
No. So
okay.
Just sent that out. Says here, go ahead, open it. Right?
Okay.
Yep.
Right here. Yeah. Open. Okay.
Hang on. The seam is really tight. I don't know. It's got a bunch of air holes in it.
Oh yeah.
There we go. No, it's a box of spiders. It's a box of spiders for you, Mike.
That's a weird gift.
Well, they sent the whole box of spiders over for
Why did they send a box of spiders?
Well, I mean, they don't like you, and I gave your address out.
That's a dickhead thing to do.
Well, maybe, they're fans. It's just nice.
Well, no, you said you had it delivered.
Yes, I had a box delivered from a fan.
Oh, from a fan.
I delivered a box of spiders to your house.
Why would you do that?
I just figured you needed some more daddy long legs around the house.
More daddy long legs?
More daddy long legs.
I don't need more of that.
Well, now you got them. Let the cattle eat them. Cattle eat them up. They're really on the move right now, too, so.
Yeah, I don't want that many daddy long legs in my house.
Maybe you shouldn't give your address out online.
I didn't.
Yeah, well. I mean, but this is kind of the pitfalls of fame,
It's true. It's true.
So people are going to send you boxes of spiders, man. It's not the first time. I've been sent lots of boxes of dysentery critters.
In a box.
Yeah, critters, things of this nature.
Live or dead?
Well, I mean, it was probably live when it got sent to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Canada Post isn't that reliable.
That's a good point. Sure.
So
I'm fucking confused.
What's confusing you?
I have no idea why you brought a pizza box into this room and ripped it up about a box of spiders. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I feel like I'm missing a punchline.
No, it's a box of spiders that arrived in the mail.
Oh, yeah?
To your home.
Okay.
I opened up a box of spiders in your house. I don't do with it what you want.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I've got a skit idea.
Oh, you're such a dick. You're ratting me out. I don't want to run a quick sketch path. Well, you're the one who wanted to yes and more. You said we were going to do more improv.
Yeah, I was going with it. It didn't go anywhere.
You didn't yes and anything.
I said, yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, that's not yes and.
Oh, go ahead and open it.
That's not yes anding. You weren't reactionary. You're just like, yes. Go on. That's not yes anding. That's just yes.
I thought it was a joke.
You were just yesing.
Sure.
Yeah. You need to be more yes anding. You would have been like, yes, and you. I'm sorry, you gave him my address online. And I'd be like, well, yes, I gave out your address online.
All right. My improv skills have really slipped in my old age, I guess.
I could have coached you better before we started.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you bringing a pizza box in here for?" I got a skit idea. That was my. Even fucking Drew Carey could figure out how to set a scene.
Well, I mean, we can work on your improv skills. Maybe I lack in mine too. Maybe I put it too much upon you. I
apologize if you do it again. Give me a little.
We'll work on it.
I got a skit idea. Roll with it would have been better.
Yeah, well, I thought roll with it is okay. I didn't know I had to say roll with it.
Like a skit idea usually is like, hey, here's what I need you to do.
Okay.
Yeah, like I need you. Thanks for coming into my office today. I got something I need to propose to you. I want to know how you feel about it.
Oh man, have you seen the Liam Neeson, Ricky Gervais bit?
Oh, that's the first episode of Life's Too Short.
Yeah, it's the most fantastic.
Yeah,
it's so amazing. Where it's like, let's do some improvisational comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been Zeus. I'm not being a greengrocer.
Yeah. It's the best. He's like,
oh, so
I want to do comedy.
I've made a list. You notice this? It's exactly what Steven Spielberg liked about it. Was it Steven Spielberg that did
Schindler's List?
Yes.
I have, because I know lists.
Is that they start laughing? Is it, what's funny? Well, I thought you said that Steven Spielberg put you in Schindler's List because you like making lists. That's right. That's exactly what I said.
Liam Neeson is a crazy.
I have contracted AIDS from an African prostitute.
Yeah. It's so fucked up, man.
It was her only means of survival, and I took advantage of her.
They're just like blank-eyed staring at him. If you haven't watched the whole season, but the first episode of Life's Too Short.
Yeah, it's one of the best shows ever made.
Warwick Davis. I just finished the special the other day. I was watching that. It's so fucking good, man.
Extras is one that passed a lot of people, and Extras is a beautiful show.
If you haven't seen that, you've missed out on one of the best pieces of television I've watched.
I thought it was one of the best endings I've ever seen, ever.
I'll rewatch that.
The ending of Extras is actually really heartwarming. Yeah, it's really heartwarming.
Well, all of his have that. Like the end, the Christmas special of The Office, like the BBC Office, not the. I haven't watched the US one, but
and that most recent one he did where he was suicidal, his wife had died, and he was being a complete prick to everybody.
That was really good too.
It was really good and had a really heartwarming ending to it too as well. Yeah.
What the fuck was that called?
I don't know. It's really good though. I watched it in one day. That's the problem with all this binge watching shit.
Yeah,
you don't appreciate things.
You watch it and forget about it within a course of a day.
There's no. I mean, I hate to use the term water cooler talk, but that's exactly what Breaking Bad did for me because I watched every episode of that show. I was there waiting for a week for it to come back on
Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on.
Yeah, and I would never miss it. Yeah. Not that I wasn't watching it like legally, like I was illegally downloading it an hour after, but nonetheless, I was there for the discussion and watching
television pirate.
And they had even had the after show like the Talking Bad, Breaking Bad, and it was called Talking Bad or something. Yeah.
That what the fuck that show? I can't believe I can't think of that. Yeah, that show was really good. That was his most recent TV show. He did Derek too. You watch Derek?
Derek was okay.
It wasn't so much a comedy. There was comedic relief in it, but it was a very touching story. I think he did 3 seasons of that. I haven't watched the whole thing actually.
It was funny because Carl Pilkington, he was on the first season of it, and Ricky Gervais goes like, "Okay, we're on for the second season. Like, it's a big hit," and he's like, "I'm not doing it. Like, I hate it. I hate acting.
Really?
I'm not doing it." So they wrote the first
episode of the second season is him quitting his job and leaving.
Yeah,
so
okay, yeah. So he can quit the show.
Yeah,
because he played the maintenance guy in the building.
Yeah, he looked like an egg with sideburns.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. I would love to. I'd love to animate some of the stories that you've told on this podcast. If anyone knows an animator.
Yeah,
because it would be awesome, even if it's just 15 seconds or
I
2
think
minutes.
The pellet gun story would be a really good animator one.
There's a lot of really good ones.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really, really good stories.
Getting left in Florida was that was on the last podcast.
Yeah,
that was a tough one.
Yeah, and having somebody just animate those so we could even if it was a 10-second video of your narration to some animation, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Narrated animation, because I mean that's entirely a rip off of the Ricky Gervais podcast, but
yeah, I really liked the way they animated that too, because it looked like the Flintstones. It looked
they really did a great job of it.
Yeah.
And they just that's you got to have the comedic timing in animation. So maybe nobody I know is good at that. I don't know any but animators.
I wish I knew. Like, it was strange to me when I was in high school and I got expelled and I had to go to another high school. So I was a year behind everybody else. And I ended up in I needed just 8 random credits.
Yeah.
Basically, I failed weight training 4 times, and I failed parenting or whatever, just bird course. I failed.
Yeah, house skills or
dumb courses. I needed credits. I didn't need
home ec.
Ones.
Was it home ec?
Home ec and parenting and all these dumb classes.
The one where you carried the sugar baby around and shit.
Yeah, all that shit. I failed all that shit because it didn't show up.
Yeah. So
I needed to do 8 bird courses, and the school was really nice because they basically said you
bird
can do
courses.
Yeah, I called them exactly that. When I went in, I'm like, I need 6 bird courses and I got to take 2 night classes and get this over with in 1 semester.
Yeah.
And I did just that. And I took a communications class, which was just animation or whatever. And these kids were in grade 10, and I was 18 or 19.
Yeah,
but they could all animate amazingly in the 10th grade.
It's wild.
I
wonder where they are now.
Well, they were just using some routine program, and they were amazing at it.
I know there's one on the iPad I fucked around with. I made a stick man walk across, but I was like, holy shit, this is you have to love that. You really have to love animating to get through making something, because it's fucking tedious.
They even had things in it where it automatically did things for you. So, there's a thing in Disney called, the bounce and stretch. If you watch, old Snow White, he's watching some of the dwarves walk the way, and they kind of bounce, and the way their face stretches and shit. If you move a point from point A to point B, it'll bounce and stretch it automatically. So you can do all these things if a sick man.
Well, in Snow White, they weren't doing that. They were hand drawing them all.
No, I get that, but I'm saying they can impersonate that.
Yeah, they can have a computer guess the in between cells. And
so they were doing all that stuff, and they were making it look so fucking easy. Yeah. And I was still working on a stick man, and they had teddy bears running and jumping over hurdles and all this shit.
Yeah.
I'm still working on getting this guy's arm to go up.
This guy's I'm trying to make this guy give the finger. And I can't do it. Yeah. Stick man giving the finger.
It didn't go well for me. Passed the class as I did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Was that at Anderson?
That was at Anderson. I had to get.
I know who that was. It was Harkis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know that guy?
I went to Anderson.
He was a super wicked dude, eh?
And I had multimedia was the class I had with him. He was the computer nerd guy.
He was so funny, man. I remember
he bought weed off a bunch of people after high school.
I could tell.
He got real weird.
He was super cool. I remember one time he had a big beard when I was in his class.
Big orange beard,
he had a big
ponytail.
Beard and a long hair, ponytail and shit.
Yeah.
And one day he showed up. He shaved his head, shaved his beard and everything, and he wore a T-shirt that said "Incognito."
Really? It must have been after I left. He reminded me of. You remember the teacher from Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah,
he looked just like him.
Lesbian Seagull. Remember that he sang a song?
Oh my god, I don't remember that. No. But there was one. The only time in high school that I went to school high, but I bought a half gram off a guy. I was like, yeah, I'll buy some weed. And then on my lunch hour, I went over to a guy who lived right across the street's house, and another guy rolled a joint for me. And I'm like, anyone? Nobody wanted to smoke it with me. You're like, no, it's lunch hour.
Yeah.
No, I'll just kind of smoke a joint. I thought I was being cool more than anything.
Yeah.
I went back to I had multimedia class,
yeah.
And I remember sitting down. I remember staring. It was a Windows computer, and it was the screensaver with the windows that flew at you.
Yeah,
how they had the blue and the pink, and they just came out at the screen. And so these windows were coming at you. And I was sitting. I was just watching that, And obviously it was high, and it was a fucking 17, 16, maybe 15-year-old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably 16, 17. And I'm sitting there, and Mr. Harkis comes by, looks at me, he's like, "What are you working on there, Mike?" And it's like, "Oh, yep, everything's good." And he's just like, "Yep," and just walked away. And at the time, I'm like, "Oh, I made it!" Like, I got through it. Man. I was like, "There's no way this guy doesn't know I'm high out of my mind. I'm staring at a computer screen as a screensaver. I'm not doing anything." And meanwhile, I'm like, "Oh, I got away with it."
He was a real cool cat.
Yeah,
man.
I got away with it.
I remember there was I guess he wasn't a bully, but when I was at that school, I guess some guy, he was just I don't know, skinhead. He was just a shaved head fucking dickhead kid. Yeah. Not unlike myself, probably a couple of years younger than me.
Yeah.
And he was rampaging through the halls, mad, probably an argument with his girlfriend or something stupid. He was pushing people everywhere. And Mr. Harkis is walking in front of me, and I'm walking behind him. And this kid just full on plows through him, pushes him, slams him in a locker, and he's like, "Hey, not cool, man."
Really?
Yeah. He wasn't gonna go. Yeah,
not
it's
cool,
there's teachers that would put him in an arm bar and slam him to the ground and
right to the office.
Exactly. He just goes, "Oh man,
not cool,
just
man.
bum me out, dude." Harsh my buzz for the day. He's a cool
I think
teacher,
that guy
man.
ended up arrested, and he might have ended up being a
Is that
pedophile,
true?
actually. Too.
No.
I don't know. I heard some crazy stories. This is all allegedly. I have no idea.
Man.
I wouldn't hate to put that out there.
Yeah, I hate that he put that out there. I'd rather to keep the legend alive. He's a cool cat, man.
The legend.
Yeah, man. The legend of Mr. Harkis. He was a wicked dude.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be all hearsay, so I have no idea.
I actually had a pretty good time there. I hated every person there. I was so angry when I got kicked out of school and had to go there.
Yeah.
I'd sit in the library. I started reading Mein Kampf. I was so angry. I was sitting there oh, I'll see what this is about.
Wow.
Didn't go that far. Yeah. It didn't go far with me. I was like, this is way angrier than I am.
This is some heavy material.
Yeah. I'm not this angry.
What I used to do in the library was chat with people on the Tom Green message board.
Oh.
Yeah. And I got to chat with Tom Green.
Did you really?
Because he was nobody.
Man, I was thinking about him the other day. I love him so much.
And I forget Glenn
Humplick, yeah.
Glenn Humplick was he ran the show there, and so you'd get to chat with him the whole time, and I thought it was so fucking cool that I'm just chatting away with these guys, and there was only it was 3,000 members, not that many active members, so you're just chatting, posting stuff, talking about the episodes, and I thought that was so fucking cool. I had to create a Hotmail address and sign up. That was my first email address.
Oh, shit, See, I was just because I follow Tom Green on Instagram, and I've always looked for this clip. I've talked about with other Tom Green fans, it was a sketch he did called "How to Get a Free Salad at Subway." And this is while he was on Rogers Cable Access. So a lot of the stuff is not on his DVD.
Yeah, you can't find a lot of that.
You can't find this stuff. And he was on a podcast on the Your Mom's House podcast talking about how he has the rights to all of his footage. He still has everything.
Oh, he'll put out an anthology one day.
That's what he was talking about doing exactly that. So he's releasing little clips on Instagram. And sure enough, this shows up, How to Get Free Salad at Subway. So he's sitting there, he's getting the guy, this Asian dude at Subway, and he's making this sub. It's can I get some lettuce? Lettuce. I'll have some green peppers. Can I get a little?
And then some more lettuce.
And this thing is it's now stacked 18 inches tall off the counter.
All lettuce.
The guy's I refuse. I'm not putting any more on. It's that's totally. Can I get some green peppers? Green peppers. Lettuce. And it's just he's emptied the whole topping booth onto the counter. Rounds it up with a paper, hands it to him.
Yeah.
But the show was, I remember watching it when it was Rogers Cable Access, and it would just be him harassing a waitress at Denny's for a half hour. That's all it was. The whole episode.
Do you remember the first scene that you saw of Tom Green? Because I do. I remember the first thing I ever saw, and I'll never forget it.
I think the first thing I saw was him doing that to a waitress in Denny's. And then I think soon after that was Burning Feet Man. And Burning Feet Man was... He covered he wrapped his shoes in tinfoil and towels and gas.
Yeah.
And he's running around Ottawa going do you need directions anywhere? People be like, what? You run up to a car. do you need directions anywhere? They're like, yeah, I'm trying to get over here. So, well, just follow Burning Feet Man. And then he'd light both his legs on fire and start running full tilt. So he did this all night, and his friend would follow him with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
And he'd go, ah, ah, ah. He'd land his back, and his buddy would tune in right away and just douse him with the fire extinguisher. They did this like 12 times, and then finally, the last bit, he does it. He's laying on his back going, ah, ah. And he looks at it and he goes, oh, man, my jeans. Like he didn't expect.
Like he didn't realize his jeans would be completely toasted.
Wreck his jeans.
Oh, man. I watched, I must have been like 15, 16 maybe when I was watching on Rogers Cable Access, and my buddy Kenny said, you got to watch this fucking show. This is insane. Yeah. And so he puts it on, and we're sitting there, and I think we're both smoking weed at the time. Like, back then I smoked more because you didn't get crazy high like you do today.
Oh, yeah.
Like, high school was fine. I got away with it, no problem.
I smoked a lot of hash in high school. I
didn't
get away with anything.
We used to somehow, I don't know who was it, they would steal oil from someone's sock drawer, and always have oil. So we were smoking lots of oil, and it was just like, you don't really get that high, but you'd laugh your head off.
Oh, yeah.
So we're sitting there, and we're watching this, and the first thing we see is he's sitting there, and he starts screaming at the camera, and he's just screaming. It's like a black screen behind him, and it's a close-up of his face, and he's just screaming at his camera, and you can hear something, and he's screaming, and it sounds like somebody like punching someone in the head or a face, or like smacking someone on like a chest, and it zooms out, and it's like him smacking meat. It's like a plate of meat, and he's just hitting meat, and then he's just like he's like screaming. I don't know what he was screaming. Might have been words. I don't remember now. And then he starts like taking I think it was like bags of milk.
Yeah, cutting him and spraying him on his face.
Yeah, and he's just spraying the milk, like he's taking the 2-liter bags of milk, which only exist in Ontario apparently. I had no idea. So
yeah, bags really of milk. Not Ontario. Well, they're. I think they're just to Canada. Like the Americans laugh all day about bags of milk.
It's an Ontario thing.
Is it Ontario?
Yeah, it might be one other province somewhere.
The cartons are disgusting.
Yeah.
If you drink out of a
jugs.
carton,
it's always been jugs or glass bottles. But
glass bottles? Oh my god.
Well, that's old, but yeah. And so he was spraying milk on his face, and then had flour or sugar or something, and he was spraying that on his face. He's making a mess. It's all over. He's pouring it on the meat, and then he did that. Like it was fucking 20 minutes, and I'd never heard of this guy.
Oh yeah,
a little bit high at the time.
That was your opener, yeah.
And that's what we saw, and we're just like we're losing our fucking minds because this is on TV.
Yeah.
And no explanation, no idea who this guy is, and we're just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, am I losing my mind right now? What the fuck is going on?
It was coming on like 10 o'clock on Rogers Cable Access for every night, and because they were running playbacks of it and stuff, and that's when I discovered it. But I was in the hospital for I think maybe 4 or 5 days for like a throat surgery thing. And I remember like timing it and be like, okay, Tom Green's going to be on. Come give me a morphine shot.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Wow. So I just go nuts. And the nurses kind of caught on to the routine, like 10 o'clock's coming. Justin wants the morphine shot because he's been holding out all day. And I watch Tom Green and just go fucking crazy and pass out.
Yeah.
I admire him so much. And when I listen to him on this podcast, the Your Mom's House podcast, he sounds like he's had a rough go. He's pretty depressed about where he's at.
Really?
He's not happy about a lot of stuff. I mean, he feels totally ripped off on a lot of stuff and discredited for
what he had done.
He had done so much.
The whole Jackass,
everything is all due to him.
It's all due to
all thanks to him. I mean, it would have happened anyway, but
somebody would have done it. But
he was still there first, right?
Yeah.
That says something.
Yeah.
He
has his talk show that he's been doing that it's pretty good.
I haven't seen his talk show.
He does a talk show in a basement. And he has guests on.
Are you sure he's still doing that?
It's online only.
Yeah. Are you sure he's still doing it, though?
Maybe he's not doing it anymore.
No,
he was.
He basically started one of the first podcasts. He was one of the first people. There's even a clip you can watch Joe Rogan going on his internet show. It wasn't a podcast yet because they didn't exist. So he went on his internet show, and Joe Rogan's there being like, this is amazing. Like, I got to do something like this. And then there's Rogan 10 years later going like, Tom Green inspired me to do this. Like, I started this because of him. Yeah.
Wow.
He was a huge innovator.
I know Ricky Gervais was the first superstar podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
But the biggest thing is they started on XM radio, XM Talk Radio, and they did the Ricky Gervais show, which turned into a podcast, and it became the #1 biggest podcast of all time. Nobody had come close to it. Chris Hardwick was probably the next biggest,
big one,
and then Joe Rogan is just taken off.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's a bit much. I mean, I have a lot of mixed feelings about Joe Rogan. I think a lot of his following. I think he plays to his following a lot.
I just can't consume that much content. If I had a job where I sat at a desk or something, and I had to just it was like data entry or writing or,
but even
I don't know.
I can't multitask like that either. Like I can't play video games and listen to a podcast at the same time.
No, I couldn't do.
I can't do it.
I couldn't do that.
So I don't know how people do what they do at how like.
I don't like. There are people. Yeah, there's people that do their jobs. They listen to 10 hours of podcasts a day.
Oh yeah.
And like if you're some people in construction or yard landscaping.
I wonder if that makes you lonely. If you just listen to other people talk and you get accustomed to just sitting and listening, wouldn't that
make it? No, I think that would take away loneliness.
Okay, but no, I mean so wouldn't it alter your social behavior later? So that if you're in a room full of people talking, you're just going to be a listener and not a talker yourself.
I think it. I don't know, for lack of a better term, it like energizes your ability to carry conversation.
I would hope so.
I that's how I feel.
No.
I feel the more people hear and they want to chime in, like I listening to a podcast and it drives me nuts when I can't join in on a conversation.
Oh yeah, I know you want to put something in.
I have to put my 2 cents in. I actually was driving home from work last night and called my buddy who just started a podcast. They're called Geekcentric. So if anyone wants to check it out, I called him out. Like I was on my way home and I was like, what your buddy was saying, like he's like half true. This is actually the truth to it, and this is what I'd heard actually happen. Like I'm pretty sure this is the actual fact. I got to find the article. I'll send it to you. But he's like, okay, like never called him before, but I was like,
people get really passionate about it. I get because we just posted the last one up 2 days ago.
I mean, last week sometime.
And I got a bunch of texts and emails about shit that I said on it, but I'm like, well, I don't even know what I said.
Oh, really?
So I gotta listen to it now, and I gotta get back to people. So I think I disparaged that movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I'm Not There.
Oh yeah.
The one where he
was
rapping and shit.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
So a friend of mine sent a clip. Noble, my friend Noble sent me a clip of it of a hilarious scene.
Really?
They were showing a bunch of his rap tracks to Puff Daddy. So
is it good though?
His rap tracks?
The clip.
The clip is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I knew I was being rude about the movie. I know there's good scenes in that movie. Sure there is. It's just it was inconclusive and the plot wasn't. I didn't know it was an art project and it was never clear what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But in this clip, it was Puff Daddy at his studio or whatever playing. And so Joaquin Phoenix is trying to play these tracks for him, and he is just folding through them. Puff Daddy's like, no, next, no, next, no, man. No, we're not moving that. No, next. And he just shat on all of it real quick.
Yeah.
But what I don't know is, was he in on it or not?
Oh, really?
What would make the movie good is if you knew if he was in on it or not. But you don't know that. So
if he's in on it, it's whatever. If he wasn't in on it, it's like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's amazing if he wasn't in on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of shits all over everything, and that's what I didn't like about it. Like it's not a can't. He didn't like Letterman wasn't in on it when he went on there and acted like a dick. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so there's some funniness in that, but it wasn't all that funny, right? It's amusing
weird.
that he was gone.
It was weird, awkward.
It was a strange thing to do.
He's a weird cat though.
I think I really admire him because I
think his acting's incredible. Like he's done some incredible stuff. I feel like we would be. It'd be a huge miss if I didn't ask you what you thought of Joker.
Oh yes,
since we're talking about Joaquin Phoenix. I have seen it now.
Yes, so. I have seen it too. I liked it a lot. There was a bunch of scenes I was like, okay, we can speed this up a little bit, but all in all, who would ever call that a bad movie? You'd be stupid to call that a bad movie.
I mean, I think people have. Yeah. I've heard people say they don't like it. I've listened to podcasts where there are people that are like, nope, not for me, not into it.
Apparently that bathroom scene where he like dances in the mirror and dances for like 10 minutes, you kind of watch that.
Yeah.
That was fully improv.
Oh, okay.
And they put it in, and they didn't know he was going to do that or anything, and they kept it in. But I was watching being like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
We need a little more progression here, although,
I've never felt the way I felt.
But I don't like I don't like horror, and I don't like, I prefer comedy and quick wittedness. Like my favorite show is like 30 Rock. I got quick stuff.
Yeah.
Very quick satisfaction. Joke, and stuff like that.
You want to move it. This is an art house movie.
It was extremely slow, and basically you get the conclusion with Robert De Niro in the end, and the shot in the face, which was that was inspired by another Joker story. I think is that the Killing Joke.
There's similarities
because he stab a talk show host in the face with a mug or something? Kills a talk show host live on TV.
I read it a long time ago. I have it. I'll reread it and I'll get back to you on that to confirm or not.
Well, I've watched the animated one of it. There's an animated Killing.
I heard
Joke.
that was shit. I haven't watched it because I heard it was shit.
It wasn't that great.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Batman either kills him or doesn't kill him in the end.
Right.
He wraps his hands around his neck and Batman starts laughing.
Yeah. And you don't know if he kills him or not. Yeah. There's some takeaways, like that story is he's a failed comedian. So, I mean, there's some similarities-ish. I've never felt that way in a movie before, the way I felt in that movie. Like, I felt awkward.
Uncomfortable.
Seriously uncomfortable.
I remember Punch Drunk Love did that for me.
Yep. Yeah, another movie that
extremely uncomfortable. Where he's at dinner with his like 8 sisters or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Remember we used to call you gay boy? Are you gay right now?" And he's just like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
his anxiety is through the roof.
Yeah,
and I was watching that when I was like 15. I didn't even understand anxiety at the time. Yeah. And then he kicks all the windows out. Or he smashed him with a hammer or something.
I don't remember. That's a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that's a good flick.
With Joker, I think I don't know if it needed to be Joker. I don't think it needed to be that character. I don't think it needed to take place in Gotham. There's a lot of things that I'm like, is that like as a movie? I enjoyed it. I have a hard time wondering. Like, I'd go see it again, maybe.
No, I'll never see that movie again.
Yeah,
I would never bother watching that again. Never.
I really enjoyed it and I really loved the movie. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad I saw it. It was a beautifully done movie. Yep. I can't believe how good Joaquin Phoenix did.
Oh man, I really like the use of that one song, that Canadian arena song.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Yeah. What a. Because I bet you thousands of people have never heard that song. What?
Some people hate the fact
I thought that was an amazing use of that song.
Some people hate that was used. Oh. I think most people know that song.
What was the song by like Diamond
Anybody who's
Dan
ever
or
been
something?
To a sports game. I can't remember who. Yeah.
It's called Rock and Roll No. 2.
Well, it's written by a pedophile.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's so some people are extremely extremely pissed off about that. I heard about this through another podcast I listened to, actually. I'm gonna look that up. Actually, I don't even know what that song's called. So
it's called Rock and Roll Volume 2 or something. I gotta make a pee.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. You're gonna take a piss, and I'm gonna look it up, and we'll come back on that.
Perfect. Gary Glitter.
Yep, it is Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter.
Yeah, Gary Glitter. He wrote the song "Rock and Roll Part 2."
Is it no? Was it Part 2?
Yeah, Part 2.
Part 2.
So
I was right.
His real name, right. Paul Francis Gadd.
I thought it was like Ronnie.
Known professionally as Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
English glam rock singer. He achieved success through the 70s and 80s. Known for like his suits and makeup and platform boots and his energetic live performances. And he did that song. Those
hey.
I don't know anything else that he's done.
No,
but something else that he is
Canadian hockey chant. Really, that was no. Well, no,
I mean, it's a UK thing. So anyone who's ever been in a sports arena has probably heard that song. Most arenas have played that song at one point or another. Something that he is also known for is being imprisoned for downloading child pornography in 1999 and child sexual abuse and attempted rape in 2006 and in 2015. Formerly one of the best-loved entertainers in British music history. In 2015, Glitter was described by Alexis Pedrisis of The Guardian as a public hate figure. Oh. So, yeah, piece of shit all around, I guess.
Sorry, Gary.
Yeah, attempted rape of minors.
Tough
Criminal
role.
penalty, 16 years in prison. He is currently incarcerated. So, good. What people are pissed about, and I can totally understand this, and kind of feel the same way, is putting that in one of the top performing movies of all time has filled his bank accounts immensely.
Oh, you think so? You think he still has the rights to his music? He probably would have sold it all.
You can't take that away.
He probably had to sell the rights to his music to pay for his lawyer fees and everything else. There's no way that song traveled him that far.
I would like to think that he didn't get a penny from that, and that would make me feel a little better. Not that
doesn't matter.
I don't know.
You know what? Doesn't matter to me. Money doesn't take away shame. And
can you?
Like that.
Well, this is something that another podcast I listened to asked the question of. They said, "Can you separate the art from the artist?"
Yeah, I can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You could do that?
Yeah, I can.
You know?
I would still listen to a Bill Cosby album and appreciate the art that they made. Yeah.
I mean, people do it with Michael Jackson all the time.
Yeah, more consistently. Well, people are still listening to R. Kelly.
Yeah. People even know what he's doing. They're just like, fuck, I love him. He could do anything with
it
me.
happened in front of everyone's fucking face when Chris Brown beat the shit out of that girl.
Yeah. Rihanna.
It happened in front. It happened. They're like, yeah, but he's a fucking wicked dancer. Like, what? Yeah. No, like there's soulless people out there appreciating garbage art,
and that's the thing.
I'm not saying
like
Gary Glitter made amazing art. I'm just
but can you appreciate the art?
Yeah, I definitely can.
What's the word? Like appreciate the art outside of who the artist is and their lifestyle.
I mean, I think when you're an artist, you sacrifice a lot of stuff, a lot of your psyche. You're obsessed about so many things. You're a victim to mental health more than anyone else when you're an artist, I think. And
I'm sure that's
the fact that we hold these guys accountable. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you're going to say, well, no, they got to throw all their art now? Like, no, we haven't done that. We didn't done that with Roman Polanski. We didn't do it with Woody Allen. We didn't do it with all these massive offenders. Right? So, like, no.
And like with Michael Jackson, it's like, okay, so like if you do that, are you still allowed to listen to Jackson 5? That's before. That's when he was getting abused.
I'll listen to any Michael Jackson song I want to. Like, it doesn't, all that shit's ridiculous. Like, it's an artist, made some art. You're gonna you don't have to stand behind someone's character to appreciate something that they made. It's okay to just like something that someone made and hate what they did. You might like that dog painting that Hitler did. You might like it. Yeah. You're not going to stand by Hitler.
Yeah. Like you cannot.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I hate when people go to Hitler, but nonetheless, it's just you can't hold the artist entirely.
That's the thing is like, nobody's going to agree with the things and the lifestyle and the vision of Hitler. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been close. I've caught you on a lot of
only on Fridays.
Yeah, yeah, man, we're cutting loose.
Yeah,
no parents are out here tonight.
No parents, no rules.
Racism goes. We're at Mike's house.
Oh God. Fuck. I hope nobody judges me on the things said on this. I mean, that would be a terrible way to be judged. This is a pretty shitty platform to judge someone on. But this conversation, like talking about that, like just bringing that, because the fact that you brought up that song, like this conversation happened on Mass Nerdercast, another podcast I listened to, and I was it's funny you should mention that song because this is who it is. It's Gary Glitter, who is a sex offender.
That makes no difference to me. I mean, there's artists out there that never got found out for anything. That never will. They've done all kinds of shady shit.
I'm sure that's true.
I mean, you got to think about how Hollywood's been for the last 30 or 40 years.
Wow,
it's just been cocaine-fueled insanity, and there's so many artists out there being like, "Ooh, I'm glad that other person I did that with is being cool about it." Like,
well, and that's what I wonder now is like, how far back are you allowed to go to judge someone on? Because like there are people that got so pissed off at James Gunn. They kicked him off Guardians 3. Now he's back for all the and that's he's not a sex offender. I'm not saying that, but he wrote some pretty not very nice tweets, whatever. And then and that was back in like 2009.
People got pissed at Justin Bieber for pissing in a mop bucket, drunk in a bar basement.
Yeah, people knew what I did in a bar basement.
No shit. You imagine what I would have done with like $40 million when I was 17. 18, 19. Yeah. What a horrible little bastard I would have been to everyone. He drove a Lamborghini. He egged his neighbors. He was ripping up and down the streets, causing shit. Like,
of course, yeah.
That's exactly what a millionaire 18-year-old does.
It's fair.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
and they're like,
it's fair.
And there's people going. Someone I really like actually. Joel something. Joel McHale.
The soup.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, why do you think someone's interviewing him on a show? Like, why do you think Justin Bieber's doing this? Because he's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. Like, you know what? He's a teenager. Why don't you judge him for being a stupid teenager that we gave millions of dollars to for making shit music when he's actually a talented musician? He actually
is a pretty talented
and
musician.
These producers be like, nah, we just want your pretty face, you know. Like, he was treated like shit this whole time. He went on this is Justin Bieber. He went on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis and let him tear him to shreds.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Zach goes like, you've been blonde, you've had your hair cut short, you've had your hair cut long. What's next for your music?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, man. All these jokes are ran past them. Like, these are heavy burdens, right? So it's
or it's like
there was a roast of Justin Bieber. He's a good sport.
Oh, yeah, he's a good sport. Yeah. I actually like some of the shit that he's written, you know. I don't know if he's the full writer, he's probably a team or all that shit, but I'm actually like, wow, that's a great song. This is a great track. Or like how clever. I don't know if he wrote that song that he's like, go ahead and love yourself or what, like, or something like that.
That was like a revenge track or something.
Yeah, and I was like, oh wait, like I'm gullible and so late to the party, but I had no idea he was telling someone to go fuck themselves.
Yes.
And so when someone opened my eyes to that, I was like, holy shit, that's so fucking smart. I had no idea. I listened to the song. I'm like, this is a beautiful song. It's great. It's awesome. You know, like I was like, it's like a breakup letter. You know, like it's not much. This is what it is. And someone, oh wait, no, he's telling him to fuck themselves. Yeah.
Was it Selena Gomez or something? I don't even know who Selena Gomez is. It's someone he was dating.
Sure.
I don't care. But I've never cared. I don't think I've ever cared about any celebrity couple ever. Is there anyone I've cared about? I know I wanted Ross and Rachel to stay together.
I don't think that's considered a celebrity. I mean, it's a fictional.
There's people that I hope stay together. Like I don't know who their spouses are. I hope like Tina Fey stays with her husband and Jack Black stays with hers. There's one with
hers.
Yeah. Well, Tina Fey's got a really short, little, ugly guy for a husband, but like a brilliant comedy writer. He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
But not the.
I was a little bummed when like Chris Pratt and Anna Faris broke up.
Yes, that's one of those.
That's one of the ones.
That's one of those. You kind of root for funny people. Say,
yeah.
Then there was Amy Poehler and
Will Arnett.
Yeah. And he was being a bastard. He was cheating or something.
Was it? It doesn't surprise me. Is that shitty to say? I don't know him from a fucking hole in the ground.
Something about him. But you think I hold all comedians to a higher standard of. You know, these are people
of living their life. Really,
honestly, I think
people that have been kicked and rolled through dirt to climb to their way to the top.
Yeah, I believe anyone who's had to work hard, like the way any comedian has to. Like, there's no easy way through comedy.
No, that's true.
You have to work so hard.
Yeah,
and you have to take a giant beating, and you have to be able to emote and understand how other people work. I'm always surprised when comedians
turn out to be shitty,
fall short. Yeah, it blows my mind. And Amy Poehler, of all people, who is a genius, surprises me that she fell for someone that did that.
I've never really cared about Amy Poehler.
Yeah, you told me that because I love that Parks and Rec show.
Yeah, I just can't do it. And the other female from Parks and Rec, I'm not really a big fan of either. Mindy.
Oh, that's The Office.
Kaling.
Wasn't she's in The Office. She was Mindy Kaling.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling.
Yeah, and she did the Mindy Project after that. And
those are two comedians. There's some comedians I love. I love Kristen Wiig. I love Tina Fey. No. I think they're incredible. I think they hold. I think the two of them hold Amy Poehler in the highest regard as one of the best female improvs. People love her, and she's in some of the best movies ever. I just never been as And there's another. What did we fucking watch recently? We watched a movie. It was Yesterday. Have you ever seen Yesterday?
I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it last week.
Yeah, would have been I thought it was a great idea. Yeah, what a cool premise.
A great idea. Yeah,
really cool original idea, and those are fucking hard to come by lately. Mm-hmm. But I thought the one person that really drove me nuts in that, and she always drives me nuts, is Kate McKinnon.
You don't like her?
I don't like her.
That's strange. She's really talented.
She's the same person in every fucking.
Someone
thing.
could have been better in that role, probably.
Yeah, I just don't think she was right in that role more than anything.
I don't know who would have been good.
She's playing the weird,
maybe
dumb...
like Vince Vaughn, like or some kind of I don't know. Maybe somebody would have been funnier.
You know who would have been great, and I feel bad for not knowing her name is.
Oh dear.
Shit, I'll never know her name. She plays either the girl. You've watched Vice Principals, right?
Yeah. Oh, that ugly chick that's crazy.
The girl that's crazy about Danny McBride's character.
Yeah.
She would have been wicked in that role, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit, not as crazy. And not
I didn't mean to say she's ugly. Obviously, she's.
Yeah, I think she's attractive.
She's.
She's not your type, obviously.
No, I think she's got some going, but I mean, I think
that was the first thing you said about her.
I think she honestly plays her looks. I think she knows she's not traditionally beautiful, and I think she enhances that by having.
Because she looks way different in Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, but she has a ridiculous curly hair, and she wears dumb clothes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So I think she plays her looks that way. She's like, I'm not traditionally beautiful, so I'm going to look ridiculous.
I'm so terrible with fucking... I don't even know what movie this girl was in, but I see her in so many movies that... You know when you have those actors and actresses that are like, I know this person from 30 movies. And
I'd rather see them in this role.
But I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And just like... Yeah, I don't fucking know even how to look her up because I don't remember what movies I've seen her in. Shit.
I remember thinking about Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard. I remember thinking that I'm like, he'd make a really good Professor X. Like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like 10 long years. And then Multiple Man. I wanted somebody.
You've talked about Multiple Man.
I did on this podcast, I think. I talked about Multiple Man being played by somebody. Oh, yeah. I wanted to be played by Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell? From...
yeah, I could see that.
Oh, yeah. And goddamn, I mean, he's been in some Marvel stuff. I think they owe Bruce Campbell a little throwback on something. Bruce was there for the first 3 Spider-Mans. He was there for all.
He was in the Spider-Mans. Yeah,
he's in the.
Well, that's because it was Sam Raimi who did those, and Sam Raimi did Army of Darkness.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
I didn't know
he
that.
showed up.
See, you're a director. I don't know any directors.
I don't know a lot. But I know Sam Raimi.
No.
And I don't know everything he's done, but I know he did those.
No.
And I know that's why he's in those.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I did hear rumors and rumblings, or at least maybe fan casted. People have fan casted Keanu Reeves as the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, fine.
And I think that'd be awesome.
All right. I don't know much about this. Basically,
you don't know
Silver
the lore
Surfer,
of Silver Surfer.
Well, I know
he has very little emotion.
Yeah, that's the thing,
which is incredible for Keanu Reeves because he's not that great of an actor. He does what he does
he's
great.
A great guy,
and he does. He kind of sounds like a surfer. He's just kind of like, he's just like.
That's so shitty to say.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but that's
sure.
What it is. And then the other rumor that people wanted or fan casted, or maybe it's a rumor, I don't know, I feel like it would be great. This is coming all the way back around, but is Liam Neeson as Galactus, the Eater of Worlds, like just dominating full planets as the Eater of Worlds as Galactus. No, was it Galactus? Yeah, Galactus.
Yep, Galactus or Galactus.
Galactus.
You know who just died is not Rip Torn. What's the
Rip Torn did die, but
no, Rip Torn's dead, dead. But there's the other guy. Who's the guy that would throw confetti everywhere and his wig would fall off all the time?
Oh yeah, is that Rip Van something?
No, it's not Rip Van Winkle.
That's a fairy tale.
Take a
long ass nap.
What
is that guy's name?
Please look him up, because I always thought he would make a great Mojo. Remember Mojo?
Oh my god! Yes,
super obnoxious. Like I don't know, but nonetheless,
who the fuck is it? I'm
just
gonna Google search confetti. And I feel like that's gonna show confetti guy.
Confetti guy wig. Confetti guy wig.
Confetti.
Because his wig would always fall off. He was hilarious. The thing is, the guy had the same bit for like 35, 40 years, and it killed. He just had a big satchel of confetti and these sticks of confetti. Rip Taylor.
Charles Elmer. Rip Taylor Jr. Yeah, October 6th, 2019. Damn, that's sad. Chuck Elmer.
You see him when he was on Jackass?
Oh, yeah, at the end of that, the 3D one.
And they go, you know what's next? And Johnny was like, what is it? Son of Jackass. And so then it seems like they made an entire skit after that called Son of Jackass. And they had them all dressed in old fucking old man garbage. Yeah. We got a kitty.
I think those allergy pills worked for you, though.
Well, they were great.
I kind of wish I did actually substitute for laxative. I had the option, thought about it, and didn't do it.
Mike had the laxatives mixed in the same box, and he's like, "This would have been funny.
This would have been good.
It would have been really funny.
It would have been funny.
I'm the only person that would take that as a joke.
Yeah, you would have laughed at it.
Everybody else, man, no, everyone else would be furious.
And we had no plans to go anywhere else. It would have been the perfect time to.
You have to realize the fear I live in all the time. When I know that I would find that funny if someone did it to me.
Yeah,
but I know that other people won't find that funny if I do it to them.
Yeah.
So when I do these kind of things, be like, dude, it's funny. I would be elated. People are furious.
You have a really hard time deciphering, like, should I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
My best friend, my whole life growing up, Rob, has told me that my motto is that everybody overreacts.
That should
you're
be your
overreacting.
motto.
You're overreacting. I've been telling people that since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously now with parents and everything,
you're just realizing
the
that
stakes are so high now.
You underreact. That's maybe.
Yeah, I'm an underreactor for sure. Yeah. I mean, like I did a bunch of shrooms with a friend of mine at his house while his wife was gone with his kids home, and that is an absolute secret. Like, I am sworn to secrecy on that. Like, don't tell anybody.
You're doing it on a public forum.
There's no way either of them know about this podcast anyway. They're such distant friends. There's no way they know about it. And like, for me, it's just like I would brag about it to my wife on the drive home. Like, it would be something to share, and she would have a laugh with me. I don't understand what's out of bounds for people and why. So
I don't get. You did mushrooms, and you were at a friend's house,
and we both did. Yeah.
Oh, but his family doesn't know he did them.
Correct.
Okay.
His wife was out of town.
Oh, okay.
We got cranked up on shrooms. His kids were there.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's fine. Like left by like 11 o'clock that night or something. We didn't have some raging night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. If someone found out about that, if the wife found out about that, I'd be in such high hell.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why. What are the consequences of any of that?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many emergency services and everything else. Like, what could be the worst?
Little tiny pranks like that. Like, I've literally been drugged with shrooms before from my friends, and I never, like, if someone did that, if I did that to somebody else, it could be like I could lose my job or all this nonsense stuff like that. And I get that.
Yeah,
there's the black and white on that, but there's other people that would just get mad because. How dare you drug me?
Yeah. Well, that's not exactly a good thing to do to someone.
I think it's a really funny thing to do to someone. I think everyone should.
I heard of somebody doing that as at a party. Or they had a dinner party. They put it in the spaghetti. Or was that a TV show?
It's probably a TV show, Mike.
I feel like that was a TV show.
Poison the spaghetti.
There was shrooms in the spaghetti. No, I remember hearing about somebody doing that. Everyone was at the cottage.
I ate a big shroom. I ate a big shroom burger. Yeah, it was me. You're thinking about me. I ate a
No.
Yeah.
Somebody did to an entire group of people they invited over, but everyone was at a cottage. Nobody had kids at the time.
Oh yeah.
And so they had everybody over.
Shrooms in the spaghetti.
And there was like shrooms in the spaghetti.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a really funny idea.
Yeah.
I ate a really big shroom burger.
Who it was though?
Yeah. Don't shroom away. He's fine. He's doing a good job. What's that cat's name?
That's Abigail.
That's a good cat, man. Don't. Why are you treating her like shit?
Because I'm putting my leg up. I'm not treating an animal like shit. I'm putting my fucking leg up so that she doesn't hit my power cord so my computer comes off because it's got no battery.
Well, now he's got his back to her.
Yes, that's perfect.
Were you pausing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Nicely done. You really got that locked in.
Do you want one more?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Very nice.
Just killing it on the old glockenspiel.
You ever see that the King's Speech thing? Where
the movie?
They play the super loud audio into his ears, and he loses his stutter because he can't concentrate on himself. He can only concentrate on the music being blasted into his ears, and he loses his stutter entirely.
Because he has to yell.
Something like that. But nonetheless, it removes the concentration from one point to another. So what just happened there, I started laughing, and I removed the concentration, and you dialed it in and nailed it.
Okay, maybe.
If it was total silence,
you think I'd fuck it up?
Second turn, you probably would have fucked it up again. I think about that all the time. All the time.
That movie changed the way you think.
Well, no,
every day.
I always think if someone's watching me, I will fuck up. If someone's got eyes on me, I'm going to screw up every single time.
The pressure.
Something. Yeah, it's pressure. I remember when I was like a 15-year-old kid with a shroom hangover working at Starbucks. Like the amount of fuck ups, just so many people were watching me.
No,
fuck. Yeah, see? All eyes on you. You're a joke, kid. You're a joker.
I'm going to have to keep practicing. One of these days, I'm going to get it.
Oh, the final thing I want to talk about that joker thing is that...
And back to the beginning.
Well, I mean, not the final thing. We can talk about it all night. But the joker thing, too, is that that whole story where it ended, all right, is just a maniac dancing on a car and a bunch of assholes worshiping him, right?
Kind of. Like, he changed society and everything, yeah.
He did not change society.
In that town, in that city.
No, he just caused a slight uproar. He caused
a riot.
All right, caused a riot.
Fine.
That's one, yeah. The police could have came in there and choked that out in a minute or two.
He might have made a big change there. I don't know.
That is not an evil genius.
No.
Right?
Well, that's why I don't believe that it needed
Batman's
to be
arch nemesis.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. But there's so many different Jokers, and that's the thing. Because was Heath Ledger's Joker an evil genius?
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
You think so?
Yeah, he was. He knew there was a point where
he created chaos.
There was a point where he goes like he's getting interrogated by Batman and he's laughing and ha 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 ha, and he's going, "There is nothing you can threaten me with," and he's laughing, right? And Batman is slamming his head off the table and he's going like, "You never start with the head because it makes the victim foggy," and you realize there's something more behind this character that you're.
Yeah.
He's probably had some training.
I think that's the biggest failure to the movie Joker is that the mystery of Joker is what makes him such an incredible character.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Like,
and then here they are exposing the guy, and then they give him his name Arthur. And you're
Fleck.
like,
but he had that in comics. He's had
that. Okay, that shit happens.
You know, but and he's had a lot of different.
They never should have done that. I don't think any.
Yeah.
I guarantee every comic book writer would be like, I'd love to tell that story, but we probably fucking shouldn't.
Well, that's been one of the things. And they even played with the idea through Dark Knight. You know, they talked about like my father, my dad. And when he said it the first time, I was like, fuck, they just fucking gave away some of the origin of the Joker. And then he tells a different story. And then he tells a different story.
Yeah, like, that was really cool, right?
And you're like, oh, wicked.
Oh, you're talking about how I got these scars. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
how
really
I got.
cool.
Yeah, how you want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, really cool, right?
and so that plays right into the whole Joker thing, where it's you don't know
he's a mental manipulator, and that's why he's a criminal genius, and what an amazing movie because like you see how he took down that guy Gamble, where he's like we're doing open tryouts, and they break a pool cue in half and throw it. There's only one position available. Great scenes, and you see how criminal enterprise could be overthrown by someone with nothing to lose.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what he was.
Yeah.
And they go, "What do you want?" We kill the Batman. And they go, and they all laugh. And, well, what do you want to do then? Say, half.
Yeah,
he says half.
Yeah,
half of everything. It's like I'll let you run your little games. I want half.
Yeah,
and everything was so
he burns
great
it.
Yeah, yeah. Because gas. What's the thing? He has a really good line into it. What is something gasoline and something else have in common? It's cheap. Or gasoline and TNT or something. It's cheap.
I don't know.
Oh, he's got some great lines.
I think it was an incredible.
Oh yeah, you hate it over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this stuff.
I'm putting my beers on top of Mike's sensitive recording equipment.
Yeah. The 2 square inches of table must use it. That movie though, like there's some incredible stuff. To be honest, this is my personal opinion. I get flack for this all the time. Not a heck of a plot to the movie, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
It's just him being like, I want to see the world on fire. That's the plot of that movie.
Yeah.
And sure, he kind of does.
Good.
There's not really much of one.
There's holes in it.
Yeah.
There's holes in the plot.
Oh,
He drops Jake Gyllenhaal's sister out the window, right?
No.
He's holding her out the window, right? And Joker's holding her out the window, and Batman goes, let her go. And Joker goes, that's a really poor choice of words. And lets her go. So Batman dives out the window to go save her.
Right. Yes.
The Joker's still up there. What's he doing with all his people? Like,
yeah.
There's no getaway plan on that one. I guess maybe that's what he did. He got away.
Yeah.
But there's little holes in the plot all over the place. So I'm thinking, okay,
that's a good point.
He's always getting away. Like, yeah, he put a bomb on a guy's chest, but how did he get out of there? Like,
oh yeah, no, there's lots of holes.
Yeah.
But the one thing, so like bringing up that Joker and bringing up all these other Jokers. I mean, worst Joker is that fucking Jared Leto one.
Garbage.
So terrible.
It's such a shit show.
You know, if you look at like the animated series, there's a gangster Joker. There's
the straight coat Joker.
Yeah, there's tons of them. You know, Jack Nicholson's kind of a weirdo.
There's one that had like dreadlocks and shit.
And there's been a lot of different sort of semi origins to the stories of the Joker. Some of them are falling in the vat of acid, which is very popular. You know,
that was the original. I mean, that was
it's the most popular.
Michael Keaton was. We were indoctrinated at an early age.
Yeah,
Joker happened because he fell into a vat of acid.
Yeah,
we've been saying like, why are they going away from the vat of acid thing?
Yeah.
Dude, it was made up before we made that too. Like, we
so
made that up
in
the 92, 92 probably.
That was 89. Batman was 8.
What?
Michael Keaton Batman was.
So I was like
89.
7 years old for that. Oh my god.
Yeah. But that's just like, so part of that movie I'm into. I think it's a great movie. I think that the Joker's not really one of, you know, if you were to pick Jokers, I don't think he fully portrays it, but at that last 10 minutes where he's way more sort of flamboyant on the talk show,
yeah,
and he's got more confidence and he's into it, and then the whole sort of the reveal that, you know, like some of the shit's playing in his head,
yeah,
and what's the final lines where he's like, you wouldn't get it, you know. They do that sort of like, he's like, what's the joke, or what's the joke, or what's the punchline, or whatever. He's like, you wouldn't get it. And they kind of show him in the hospital. There's a lot of speculation, like, none of it's real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like, that's kind of a cop-out.
I don't hear that. No.
And, you know, but to be honest, if you think about it, like, some of it might be, some of it might not be.
That it was all a dream stuff.
I think it's a huge cop-out. I mean, it's
a huge cop-out because it wouldn't even play into the character of who that guy became. So it would be like it'd be an entire dismissal of everything.
Well, no, because there's a switch in there where he is a heavily medicated human.
Yeah,
you know, he's very, very medicated, and then he gets cut off of his meds, and so there's a point in there where things become real,
right?
But how much of it is real, and how much of it really happened? How much of it was in his head? And what does suck is that they make you feel bad for him. And
right.
So, and this is a really good point that was brought up on my buddy's podcast where they're saying, you know, are you supposed to, like, so you feel bad for him? Like I think you feel sympathetic for the Joker through that movie, right? Like, this is society beating him down. He's got mental health issues like galore and needs support, and reaches out and nobody gives him anything. He's completely downtrodden and beaten. And and there's no announcement of this and may never happen, but say they go on and make another movie and that Joker ends up in a Batman flick. Is it okay for Batman to beat this guy up, arrest him, and take him? And like, is Batman the good guy in that scenario to take a heavily
because he's a murderer.
Ill?
He's a murderer. At that
sure.
Point. Yeah. So Batman.
You know, I'm not condoning the actions that he went through.
But what I'm trying to say is Batman can't do any wrong because Batman's never killed. That's his whole game. He just knocks you out and puts you back in the asylum again. That's all he does.
Zack Snyder movie. where Batman had a shotgun and was killing dudes.
Yeah. The movie?
Yeah.
What movie?
Fuck, I get them all confused because they're all shit. But
Is
Batman versus Superman, or no, not animated.
There's a non-animated movie.
Yeah, Batman versus Superman, or maybe it's in Justice League.
Oh no, yeah, he's not killing guys. He's wearing like Desert Storm gear.
He's blowing people up with the bat explosives.
I know what you're talking about.
And he's also shooting people with a shotgun.
Yeah, and he's like ripping the Batmobile through guys, flipping cars over,
blowing cars up with people driving them.
That's what I said. I'm like that. I remember watching that and being like, Batman has killed those guys. Batman is killing. Batman has killed like 20 guys.
Yeah,
that's not how he rolls.
He does not roll that way. Not the Batman I know.
Yeah, I watched a really cool Batman anime. It was it shouldn't be called an anime because that's Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Are they all called, if it's dignified, is it called anime, or is it just Japanese if it's anime?
Are you saying Japanese is not dignified?
No, I'm saying it's dignified if it is Japanese.
Oh.
Because they put so much work into it. So is it anime if it's really good art, or is it only anime if it's Japanese? No,
anime is like a Japanese term, I believe.
Okay. Well,
that style of art.
There's a really cool anime that they made. It was Batman and that Fox character, the guy that makes all his gear.
Okay.
The Q.
Yeah.
Like
the Morgan Freeman character.
Right, exactly. So 007's Q makes this shit for Batman, where it's like it's a magnetic field. When it hears a gunshot, it'll activate a pulse. From the distance, it can hear the gun. It'll activate the pulse. When the bullet gets near you, it'll deflect the bullet as it gets close to you.
Where this was in the animation?
It was an anime.
Is it anime or it's a North American animated?
It was a North American animated short.
Okay.
It was one of 6 in one movie.
So it was one of the regular DC animated.
Sure.
Okay. DC's animated.
It was an animated short. It was a bunch of different Batman
Anime
movies.
is like big eyes and flashy backgrounds.
Nah, it's just a bunch. Yeah, okay. Quit dicking me around, Mike.
You were asking what the difference is, and then you went, okay.
I was asking if it's all Japanese. Is anime Japanese or not?
Anime means Japanese, yes.
Okay, so it's
as far as I know.
It was a very elaborate animation made by some folk other than from Japan.
Yeah, and they might have been Japanese.
I hope you're satisfied.
But they weren't doing anime.
You're just trying to frustrate me.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm doing a good job, though.
So the bullet, a bunch of guys shot at him at the same time.
Yeah.
There's 6 guys on a boat, and they all shot at him, and the magnetic field activated.
Yeah.
What happened was the bullet started refracting off it, deflecting, ricocheting, and they hit the guys that were shooting at him, and he killed guys. He's like,
wow.
I can't risk that.
I can't use this.
I can't use this. So Batman was that steadfast. The guys are shooting at me, trying to kill me. I will not.
He's very by the book.
He's very by the book. Yeah. And now I watch him. Yeah, in the movie you're talking about, and like Batman's rolling. He just drove a car through a car with guys in it.
Oh yeah, he fired a cannon and blew up a car that was driving. Yeah. I'm assuming there was a dude in there.
Batman doesn't kill guys. That's his whole deal.
It's like his shtick, right?
Yeah.
But and so also he was firing a 12 gauge into people. Like that's buckshots at close range.
Yeah, you're talking about when he was kind of like wearing like Desert Storm gear or something there.
Yeah.
That was a really cool scene, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't want to see Batman kill dudes.
No, I don't want to see that either. But but it made me really think that movie, like Joker, has an origin, and if his origin is built on being abused and lied to by everyone in his life, and having issues with,
Oh, sorry. How about the half brother thing? How about the half brother of Batman thing?
Yeah, I mean, they leave that kind of up in the air. You don't know.
You don't know.
If that's the case, like that's wild.
It's fucking cool.
But
I've never heard that one.
But is it also all in his head because it was fed to him by his wildly crazy mother?
Yep. But nonetheless, it's still a little.
But they did have that picture that said like "Love Thomas Wayne" on the back, and and then she did mention something saying, "Oh well, we had to do it this way because Thomas didn't want anyone to find out."
Yep.
And so maybe
so
it was real.
So the Joker is Batman's half brother.
You know, it's just a really weird take on those characters, and I think
really,
DC is going in a way where that's not going to be.
I
there's
think
nothing
for sure.
continuity wise. There's no continuity in it.
They're not going to make it a sequel to it. No chance.
Yeah.
I remember I stood up from that. I was with a group of
I don't know.
6-7
They
people.
watched the $1 billion they just made.
Well, yeah, they're going to come
They're
right.
They're going to back up a fucking
and Joaquin's
dump
going to go
truck.
fucking no. I like where it is. I guarantee.
You don't think he'll do it?
No chance.
But everyone says that about so many things, and when they back up that dump truck full of money into your driveway,
I'm not made of stone. Krusty the Clown. You know that bit when he does the.
I don't remember it.
Oh, it was Camp Krusty. They backed a dump truck full of money into my house.
Yeah.
I'm not made of stone.
Yeah. Well, that's what's gonna fucking happen, man.
Nah, Joaquin won't fold. No chance. He made an art pick and he's gonna let it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's exactly where it should have landed, and there's no way you can make up for it. How are you gonna even take that character to be a criminal enterprise genius overseeing?
We need to change this podcast to Phoenix Talk.
Yeah. We've talked
about
all day.
Two of them
I
in
can
a
talk
row.
about Joaquin and Gladiator all day too, man. He was beautiful in that. By the way, where's his cleft palate now? I don't see that anymore.
He still has it.
I didn't see it in the.
He's still. Well, he had makeup on.
Well, it was a little more prevalent in Gladiator. I didn't see it the entire time in that whole damn movie, the whole Joker movie.
Maybe you just don't notice it anymore.
It wasn't a bad cleft palate in the first place, but it looked pretty prevalent. And
I don't know. I saw it. It was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't erased. It wasn't digitally erased like
that's not
Henry
something you can put
Cavill's
back.
mustache and
All that shit they do, they just can't. They can't put a lip in a lip. They can't make another lip.
you can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, man.
You know what's funny about Humpty Dumpty? Under no literal stance.
Did they mention he's an egg?
He's an egg.
I know. And if you reread it and think of him just as a human, it's a sad fucking story, dude.
So he fell off a wall.
He fell off a wall.
Why is his name Humpty Dumpty?
Yeah, it's a weird name.
It's a pretty fucking cool name.
Yo, my name is
You
Humpty.
just see if somebody
Pronounced
just
pronounced with an umpty.
Is that the guy that wore like he wore like Groucho Marx glasses and
He had the fake nose. Yeah.
yeah. What was his whole deal? How was that a thing to do?
It was his chance to do the dance.
My name is Humpty. I do the hump to hump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I once got in the back
Busy
of a
in the
Burger King
bathroom.
Yeah.
The Humpty
strange
dance
deal.
is your chance to do the hump.
Watch the Dolomite movie.
Not Chris Rock.
The new
who's
Eddie
it?
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
You're a racist. It's Eddie Murphy.
You're racist.
Every black guy is Chris Rock, according to Mike. So yeah, this Dolomite movie is fantastic. So I watched this movie all the way, front to back, and I've heard the name Dolomite. I've heard all about this stuff. I knew there was a Dolomite movie. I watched the entire movie. Didn't correlate what was going on.
You had no idea what was happening in the movie?
No, I just didn't correlate that this had anything to do with the Dolomite movies I knew of.
I've never heard this word before.
Dolomite?
Yeah.
Dolomite. I think it's a strange first name or something. But nonetheless, it was okay. Eddie Murphy made this movie, and it's a kid working in a record store. There's no reason to tell the fucking story. But nonetheless, there was a blaxploitation
You brought
movie.
it up, dude.
Okay, so I'm going to start over. There was a blaxploitation movie in the 70s, and it was starring the guy,
Yeah.
Rudy Ray. And he had a character named Dolomite.
Okay.
If you were to compare this to somebody else, it'd be like Andy Kaufman to Tony Clifton.
Okay.
It's somebody that he played but wasn't really.
Yeah.
Right?
He wasn't a real person.
He would always be in character, but he was never that guy.
Yeah.
He did it for like 5 years, running stand-up
Playing
shows.
this Dolomite guy.
Made this ridiculous movie that was so nuts. It kind of just shat on itself.
Yeah.
People loved it because it made a satire of itself by accident of blaxploitation films. I watched the whole movie thinking this was an original concept, and then when I get to the end credits, it goes, Rudy Jr. did all this shit for, they read the whole script of what actually happened. And I'm like, oh, this is based on a real story. I didn't know it was based on a true story, the entire movie.
Okay.
It's an enthralling story of how he did this.
Were you watching it going like, this is cool, it's fun to watch, whatever, and then when you realized it was based on a true story, you were like, holy fuck, this is great story.
And then they showed clips of the actual movie during the closing credits of the movie.
Of course, as they do, yeah.
Oh, so fucking great. It was.
Check it. It's a Netflix movie, right?
Netflix movie. Yeah. Eddie just released it. It was super good, man.
I have to check that out.
And that's one to see. And one to avoid. Oh, God. You got to avoid the movie Benjamin, starring Full House Dad. The worst one. Bob Saget.
Danny, yeah.
No, starring Bob Saget. The thing is, okay, I fucking hate Bob Saget. Always have. He's a shit comedian. He's always been shit.
I don't think he's shit.
No, I fucking hate him.
Okay.
He's never been funny for a minute in his life.
He's not funny to you.
No, he's despicable. He's a garbage dump. I hate him. Bob Saget sucks as a comedian.
Okay.
But it's got amazing comedic actors, and it's got Rob Corddry. It's got I
love Rob Corddry.
A really good cast. I'm forgetting someone crucial in it. A really good impressionist. But so I'm watching this movie and going like, something's gonna kick off here. Something's gonna be good. It's called Benjamin. It's about Bob Saget and it's an intervention. They're doing an intervention on Bob Saget's son named Benjamin. And I do not watch this fucking movie.
Bob Saget plays himself?
No, he plays a dad of a kid named Benjamin.
So it's a feature film.
Dave Foley's in it from Kids in the Hall.
Okay.
Not on a gas tire, but
Enema Bag Jones.
Yeah, Enema Bag Jones.
It's crazy how many people haven't seen that movie, man. Do you know that movie's the production company that made that movie's been trying to erase it? Mm-hmm. Did you tell me that? Maybe you told me that.
No, but I've heard about the same kind of stories.
And it's wild to me. Such a great
David
movie.
Cross and Bob Odenkirk have a similar story about a movie called Run, Ronnie, Run.
Oh, that movie's amazing.
Yeah, and they were contractually obliged to make a feature film for making Mr. Show.
Yeah.
And they're like, fine, we'll just recycle out our fucking jokes and we'll make this shitty movie. They didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And they did it, and they made a shit movie. But, I mean, it's actually a good movie because the jokes are good.
Yeah.
But they did it reluctantly, and you can tell while you're watching it.
Oh, yeah, there's no fucks given in that movie.
No, they're horrible at it. But still, because they're so fucking funny, it still worked out.
Yeah.
So back to the box of spiders.
I can't believe you sent me a box of spiders.
Yeah. We'll try.
What are we going to do?
Maybe you can edit it out and we'll actually hone it in.
You want me to edit that out?
I think you.
But now, do I edit that out and edit this out?
Yeah, you have to edit this out too.
I'm not editing any of it out now. You're going to have to come up with... Can you possibly come up with something as good as that, though? Like, what are we going to do?
I over-relied on your improvisational skills.
You did. I'm not that good.
I'm sure you're pretty good. I should have given you more of a heads up.
Hey, I did do a half-hour lunchbox theater improvisation team in high school.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
It was basically
theater? What's the lunchbox theater?
That's what it was called. It's the lunchbox theater.
So on lunchtime?
Basically, during lunchtime, kids could go to the drama room in Anderson down in the shop wing.
Yeah.
And you could watch... It was Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, fun.
But there was a team of us, and we did lunchbox theater.
Oh, man. That was a cool
It was a lot of fun.
Our school was a little more aggressive.
We had a great theater program.
You get ridiculed so quickly at our school.
Yeah. We had a lot, there was a lot of people in theater. They did full productions. The entire, English teaching team, all the English teachers and all the drama teachers, there was a lot of people involved. And it was great. It changed who I was. It literally changed who I was before and after I got involved in that.
Oh, nice.
I don't think I would have been able to perform playing music. I wouldn't have been able to have the social life that I have with my friends without having done.
I wish I could give that kind of credit to teachers. I'm sure there's teachers that tried, and I shouldn't discredit any teacher that ever tried with me.
I have teachers that fucking hated my guts.
I had teachers that...
But the ones I didn't want to piss off were them. Yeah. They saw something... that's so cliche. They saw something in me that, I didn't know I had.
Walk around with a little spotlight on y'all.
Yeah, well, just, I remember there was a conversation that I had. My mom was dropping me off at school, and like one of my old friends didn't really hang out much, but dropping him off, and it was like we were kind of rekindling a friendship, and my mom's like, "Oh, well, what are you guys doing tonight?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, what are you doing tonight, Ben?" And he's like, "Oh, I have rehearsal for Romeo and Juliet or something." I think he was part of that, which like there was fucking 50, 60 kids in that. It was a huge production. Yeah. And my mom's like, "Oh, why don't you do something like that?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Like, never really thought. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was something that happened at our school, extracurricular.
Uh-huh.
I knew sports did, and I wasn't a sports guy.
Yeah.
And so Ben was like, "Well, they need people to do like behind the scenes stuff. Maybe you should come out." So I came out and I did like behind the scenes, moving sets, building sets, doing like set stuff. And the next semester I'd become friends with all these people, and they had tryouts. They're like, read, like pick up the script and read a few things. Come try out, do the audition. I did it, and the next one they did, it was a play called 7 Stories. It's actually a pretty dark comedy to have in high school. It's based on a guy who's standing on the side of a building contemplating jumping off the 7th story. Ooh. And one guy plays the man. There's no like title to him. And then all the other characters, there's 7 windows. All the other characters are people that are in these
they're
windows.
All yelling up at him.
They come out of the window to talk to him and have conversations with them. And it's a little like arty, like some like deeper meanings and conversations. And I got one of the roles in that. And it was weird because there was only like, we went from like a 50, 60 person cast in Romeo and Juliet to like, 12, there was no more than 2 people in a window, 7 windows, 14, and then the man, like maybe 15 people max in that, and I got one of the roles.
Well, something, right?
And I was like, holy shit, like this is pretty fucking rad. But what I realized was I got to play I played like the party guy who was throwing a party who knew nobody at his party. I was Al, who was like throwing a party and was like, I don't fucking know any of these people here.
That's a very relatable character for me.
But that changed everything for me. It was like, I didn't think I could do something like this. I didn't think I could. That changed a lot.
I never listened to my teachers because I remember I had a lot of teachers telling me to do that.
Yeah.
And I would be like, nah, but there's cigarettes in the parking lot. And I just did that. Like, it's not a regret. I mean,
no,
I couldn't pick it up. But
what's funny is I did more drinking and partying with those people.
Yeah.
Like the drama nerds know how to rage.
Oh yeah. Well, those are people that have. Yeah, we talked about this with artists basically.
Yeah.
Just a little more people that have had a little harder time, so they end up doing more drugs, and they end up doing.
Yeah, I mean, it was high school. We weren't like doing crazy drugs or nothing, but
no.
A lot of drinking, a lot of showing up to like Saturday rehearsals, like hungover as shit, and like.
They're not the kids that are going after the SATs.
And I think if I stuck with it, like I really would have done more of that, but I also played music and realized I can't do both.
It's funny. I was a comedian, Doug Stanhope. He talks about what bullshit music is. Because you can go and play the same songs for 30 years as the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And so Doug Stanhope did this set where he walked up on set and he just repeated the same line for like 30 seconds because I'm saying it over and over again and over and over again. It's like, how do you think that fucking passes? How do you think that goes? You know how hard I gotta fucking work all the time to bring this to some like swamp heap cow patch in Iowa every fucking week. I gotta get new shit for you hobos. While the Rolling Stones came here, 30,000 tickets for the same shit you heard.
Yeah, to hear them do their fucking greatest hits over and over again.
But you would never pay to hear a comedian do their greatest hits. That's what happened to Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he ever did.
Thought for sure.
That's what Dane Cook did. Nobody wanted to hear new material from Dane Cook.
Everyone wants to hear this, man. It's the best stuff ever. No,
his fucking shoes came off. Have you heard that?
No.
Fucking
his shoes came off?
It was fucking...
By whom?
Dane Cook.
I can't stand Dane
Someone made me listen to that. I think we were in like one of the band vans at one point.
I know because I remember a friend of ours playing it for me, and he did like an R2-D2 impression. I wouldn't dishold that. I wouldn't discredit what Dane had. He obviously had a good set.
I think he was a better actor than he was a comedian.
That's exactly what you couldn't have nailed it better.
Yeah, because the movies I've seen him in, he was great.
He was an auditory guy. He was not a comedian. He was just good at delivering.
He just said very shocking things on stage.
He's mostly a motivational
and it was all about the way that he said those things.
Dancing around a stage, kneeling, palming, finger twiddling, eyebrow moving, all this nonsense.
And he would say things, and he'd say them again and again and again. Like he talked. The only thing I can think of is a bit that he had where he talks about how he watched a guy he was walking across a crosswalk and got hit by a car.
No, a car drove into a building. A Corvette drove into a building. A car drove into a building. So everyone comes down to their apartment buildings, and they're going like, "Yeah, I came down and I saw the car hit the building."
No. This was it was a car hit a person because he's like the body flies through the air and his shoes came off. He talks about the guy's fucking shoes flying off. Okay. He's like, I can't fucking believe it. Like their fucking shoes came off, and he just kept saying, in the way that he said his shoes came off,
funnier every time.
Got funnier every single time that he said it, and I'm listening, going,
it's not that funny.
It's not that funny.
There's guys like, but not Tony Little, but there's that motivational speaker. There's apparently a way to move on stage.
Yeah.
When you start a new sentence, you quickly turn left, and you start a new sentence. And then when the story bends, you quickly pivot.
Yeah.
And you start to walk the other way. And it encapsulates
Some
the audience.
people have that. They just do it.
There's a way to speak to an audience that, like, say, like Joel Osteen does, that Christian
to keep
ministry.
them engaged.
It's just, you're manipulating the audience with this weird dance, and it hypnotizes people. And I believe that's more what Dankirk was doing, because any comedian looking at what Dankirk was doing is like, this sucks.
Yeah,
it's fucking shitty material delivered incredibly well.
I think that's the same thing that, and like, I'm sorry to say this because I know he's one of the biggest comedians of all time right now, is Kevin Hart.
I agree.
It's a very similar.
I don't like Kevin Hart.
I'm not a big fan, and I don't know what it is.
It's shitty. It's not shitty material. It's just it's decent material delivered really well.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, right? That's a great way to put it. The delivery is what sells it, and not the really well written material.
If you look at like Dave Attell or Louis C.K. and these comedians that they actually challenge themselves,
Jerry Seinfeld, they write something.
Yeah,
they write something clever.
They'll put themselves in harm's way. These guys will actually say like Jerry Seinfeld.
You have to piss so bad.
Oh, so bad.
You are the fidgetiest guy I've ever watched in my entire life, man. Right now. You can't stop moving. All right, fart break.
Okay. All right, we're back.
I need to get you a goddamn fidget spinner.
Yeah, I really want one.
You need one.
I really want one.
You fucking need one.
I really want one.
I think they're the most ridiculous thing on the planet, but you need one.
I found one on the grass near my house a couple of years ago, and it was really rusty and shitty. It didn't work, but I really want one.
Yeah, you need one.
I can't buy a fidget spinner.
Why not?
I don't know. I guess
you can. You.
I had a yo-yo. I really did. I was getting pretty good at yo-yos.
I can. What's it? Rock the cradle or whatever. I can do that.
When I was a little bitty baby, my mama used to rock me in the cradle.
I don't know what that is.
That's CCR. It's a good jam.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you not hold your beer above my equipment? It's like you do it on purpose.
Isn't it our equipment at this point? Are we working together?
No. None of it. But you own one microphone.
I'll take it.
You're talking into the beer. You're talking into the beer, not your microphone.
Didn't we buy into the box together? Or was it only microphones?
No, I've owned that for
since
2015.
All right. Well, I have intellectual properties here.
Yes.
So I'm entitled to
content.
I'm entitled to 80% of anything this thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not after I take all the working off the top.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you all the merchandise sales. I'll give you the old Star Wars deal.
That's on tape now.
Star Wars deal.
Yeah.
You get the mercandise.
You know that went down as one of the worst deals made.
I get the intellectual property. Because everyone's going to want to replay this.
Yeah. Man, all right. I'm going to get on that then.
Yeah, man. Hurry it up.
The shirts are coming.
the shirts
are
coming.
First, the shirts are coming. Hats are coming. And then the shirts are coming.
Oh, now we have to decide on this. We'll do this live. We have 2 dumpster talk hats right now. We haven't decided on what they're going to be.
Yeah.
And they are ready to go out.
We're going to do a contest. I have the details have not been done yet, but we're going to do a contest.
So my proposal is for the contest. I think we should decide this now.
Okay.
We'll do it on live.
We're live.
Let's do it live. We're going out live. Let's call Mildred from Iowa.
Hi, I'm Mildred. I've been a long time listener.
Mildred, you're congesting the lines. Get off the line. That's the last time we're talking to Mildred. Thanks for yes-anding, Mike.
Trying.
No, what we're trying to do is, I was thinking, get some questions flowing in here. If someone wants to propose,
you want to do a stump the chump?
Stump the chump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm an incredibly smart guy, so it's very difficult to stop me on anything.
It's debatable.
So if you give me a question, it has to be a good question.
We promise right now, Scout's honor, we will not look it up. We will not preemptively get these. Maybe what I'll do is I'll vet the questions so that we have them all written down. I won't look up any answers, and I will ask you if you know the answers. Do you want to do that? Do you want to be asked the trivia?
Yeah. Okay. You're going to ask me the trivia. Mike will.
I'll get the answers.
I
won't know the answers. I won't even. Or do you want me to know the real answers?
Yeah. Why not? You can laugh, or you can look them up as we go.
And first off, we have to see if anyone will even fucking send us a question.
Select your favorite questions. You're going to get a free hat in the mail. I mean,
We will send a free Dumpster Talk trucker hat,
guaranteed.
We have the hats. They're not Dumpster Talk hats yet.
Oh, we're going to make them Dumpster Talk hats.
We're going to make them Dumpster Talk hats.
All right. So they're fully adjustable mesh back hats. We have 2 of them. Or one of them?
We have 2. Well, I'm not keeping one.
Did you want to keep one of them?
Nah, fuck it. I'll get another one.
Okay.
We're going to have a Dumpster Talk logo on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll put
a slogan on the back.
This will never work on the back.
Mm-hmm. It might, yeah. And it might even say something to do with your question because we're ready to send it out.
Maybe. Yeah, we haven't made it. Maybe I'll make it. Maybe I'll personalize it.
Yeah. It has to do with your question or something. So I think it's a really good opportunity for you to win a free hat.
A free hat. It's a free trucker hat. It's a black trucker hat. Yeah. It's a nice looking hat. It's not going to be a piece of shit by any means. Okay. We've already spent $10 on the hats. We haven't even put a logo on it.
Right. So we have to spend another $25 to put a logo on it, and then we're going to ship it to you.
It's only $15.
All right. Fuck.
But yeah, we'll get the Dumpster Talk logo put on it. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have to get people to send a question.
Send a question. It has to be a good question. Hey, do you want to give you an example of a good question?
Give us an example of a couple questions.
Oh, I don't know where our telephone is.
Well, that's your fucking dumb brain.
Okay, let me think about this. Okay, here's a good question. Okay, what is missing from this list? Okay.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. That's too hard. I'm gonna screw that up myself. So I'm gonna screw that up.
Well, you can ask the question. Or you don't know the rest of the question.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wouldn't know the answer well enough. I wouldn't know the answer well enough.
You don't need to know the answer. We don't have to give the answer, but give us an example of a question.
Something pop culture or fun. Like, I'll tell you what is Jerry Seinfeld's apartment number? All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
Like,
I don't know.
What was
Was it 3?
It's 5A.
Shit. All right. Cool. Nice.
What was Al Bundy's high school football number?
Yeah, you've asked that before.
Yeah,
I don't know what the answer is, but let's leave it. We won't answer that. But those are the types of questions. So pop culture, but one thing you'll really get them on anything new pop culture. I think you'd probably be fucked.
Yeah, I mean,
if someone asks you a Modern Family question, I don't think you'd have it.
I couldn't name. I don't name actors or directors. I rarely do.
Yeah,
but if you were to ask me like a quote from a show.
What should somebody ask 3 questions and I'll get 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
You want to do it that way?
Yeah.
3 questions.
I like that.
Something pop culture, something world based.
I'll tell you what. Why don't our listeners write 3 questions apiece?
Yeah.
All right. Now, from those questions, we will answer them. But at the end, we will rate who wrote the best questions.
Okay.
All right. Who wrote the best questions, despite my answers, whether or not I can answer them or not? Who wrote the best questions?
Okay.
And then we will send that person a hat.
Yeah.
All right.
And the runner-up, or should we save it for a different contest?
The runner-up will get something.
Okay.
The runner-up will get something.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope we have. I mean, there's going to be a lot of entries.
Maybe you know what I'm going to start looking into. I'm going to start looking into some little giveaway things. Maybe some like stickers and buttons.
And why don't we send them all to one spot? So why don't we send all the questions to the
info@dumpstertalk.com. I have that email.
Is that how you want to do it?
Info@dumpstertalk.com.
Okay, because I don't have access to that email.
Info@dumpstertalk.com.
Info@dumpstertalk.com.
Yep.
Not CA.
No.
What happened to the CA thing?
I think that's just Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. We got .com. That's what we got. Fuck off.
Why do we do that? Why do we do the CA thing?
That's what we got. Why do you want .ca?
Does Korea have a .ko?
What's Korea?
Korea.
Korea. The country.
Did I say Korea?
Yeah.
No.
The countries. I don't know. Maybe they do.
Does Australia have a
.au? Yes,
yeah.
they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're racist.
I don't think that they are, but
yeah,
maybe they are. There probably is some racism. There's racism everywhere. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's not really good. I'm not going to do the meme. That's not a meme. You know what maybe the worst storyteller in the world is? Hey, man, I saw a meme the other day.
Well, I mean, I've done that.
I do it, and I do it.
I've done that,
and I totally do it, and I've shared a laugh about
I almost did it tonight when you were talking about Humpty Dumpty, that one that's like Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Yeah.
And the meme is like a little comic strip. Well, I guess it's not, I don't know if it's a meme. I don't really know technically what a meme is.
Yeah.
It's a comic strip of Humpty Dumpty like carving a pumpkin and like checking out the leaves and walking around with a scarf on.
Oh, he had a great fall.
He just had a great fall.
He had a great fall.
And I was like, wow,
autumn,
that's really clever. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
There's good ones out there.
But again, he was an egg in that.
Yeah, shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
No business being an egg. Son of a bitch, that Humpty Dumpty.
Do they say the word pieces? I think they say the word pieces. Like,
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Yeah, put the pieces back together again. Yeah. Pieces is in the word. Yeah. All the king's horsemen and all the king's men couldn't put the pieces back together.
Of course, the horses couldn't. Who's ever met a horse that can put something back together?
Hoof hands.
Hooves. They're cloven creatures.
Cloven. They're equine.
They're cloven.
Equine?
Have you heard that term? Do you know what cloven
I've heard
creature?
cloven. They have hoofs, but
Hoofs.
But that would mean that pigs have hoofs.
Yeah, they're cloven.
But they're not equine.
No, equestrians.
Yeah, so a horse would be equine, while a pig would be cloven.
Yes.
No. You know that pigs are a bizarre evolution of whales. Unreal, dude.
Well, they're both mammals.
This and next on the next dumpster talk.
All right. Yeah, you know what? We're coming up close on a real good ending here, I think.
Well, I think we've nailed it to the wall tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything racist. You said a lot of racist stuff. I at least dressed for the occasion.
No, you didn't.
I dressed really well, I think, actually. You put on your black T-shirt.
No, I slept in this black T-shirt.
I showered in this shirt.
I have not showered today. I will admit that.
I cried in these jeans, so I guess we're even.
Well, there you go. I'm Mike Smith.
I'm Justin.
This will never work.